Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In this video we are looking mainly at the gear install because we want to do some doors up and get it down farther into the wing. Then we'll look at the EDF install probably and do some wiring, and we might finish the plane in this video. So let's get on with the gear. So guys, I just took the gear apart, so there's some good and bad information. So basically these retractor units here, they're from JP, and those bolts are not Loctited, but the struts themselves that were put on by Seb Art, they were Loctited. So they had Loctiting pins, the bolts were Loctited, and they had flat spots. So good and bad. And this one is Loctited as much I can't even get it off. So I'm currently deciding if I want to paint the gear or not, because the real one, there are a few pictures of only the back one's painted, the front one not. I didn't find the scheme from mine where it showed the gear, but it's just a classic white paint, so I think I'll probably paint it. So that's what we'll do next. So let's do that now. So guys, I got everything masked off, the parts that have to move and where the landing gear will come back onto. Right here, got everything nicely masked off. I still have to do the light. And I've cycled them, I think 5 times. They worked perfectly. I think I just was a bit unlucky with my parent Avanti. Maybe it was, I don't know, a bit weaker or something like that. But works beautifully. Put some shock oil in so it runs better. So it nicely lubricated everything and works beautifully. So next thing we'll do is get these things painted white, so let's do that now. So guys, one coat is on and like it for now. Here too, you can't really see a huge difference on camera. I'll have to let this dry and I'll probably do a second coat, and that's it, because this is just a model where I'm doing this for fun and to look up and make it look a bit cooler. It's not necessarily has to be scale, so one more coat will be white enough. So yeah, I'll probably do that tomorrow and I'll go to sleep now. So guys, the landing gear has 3 coats of paint now. It's all back assembled, looking good. I mean, the nose wheel will probably only be exposed above my thumb there, so everything below that doesn't really matter, and I couldn't take this off, so I had to pinch it off somewhere. Turned out really nice. So yeah, these spots I don't really mind about. It shouldn't be professional or anything, should just work, and it does work. Then here, these I might put bigger wheels on this, because I mean these are way too small, honestly. And I've heard from people on my field, there's one guy, he has the mini Avanti and he can't really take off with these wheels, but he's got only a P20 turbine in it, so we definitely have more thrust than that. But we'll see. If I find what wheels, I'll probably switch it. So next thing we'll do is I have to get all of this to fit properly. So currently I removed all of this here. It's supposed to look like this, and before that there were these black parts on there that it sits higher, and also shock absorbing things, but I definitely won't use those. I removed those so it sits further down, because otherwise all of this would like kind of bear in here like this, and that does not look nice at all. So this used to be like that, basically everything exposed, and I didn't like that, so we have to put it down, and I also want to put the cover on it anyway. So yeah, next thing I'll be doing is we'll get the gear installed, so let's do that now. So guys, this is about as far down as we can get it, so it's not standing over anymore. It's fully enclosed, except for these areas. They're just even with this. So if I retract the gear now, gear works beautifully. The screws are of course not in yet. I put some lubricant all in again, so they work nicely. So next thing to do for the doors is I'll take some very, very thin balsa, and we'll be supporting this at the end with some thicker pieces, but that's how we'll be doing it. Thin balsa, bit of CA, and then we'll have a nice door. So let's get to doing up our door now. So guys, the cutout is done, and it's fully scaled, the door. The only thing that isn't scaled is in the real one. The main gear is installed like this, but then the strut is kind of like tilted in this direction. So it would have like a corner like this kind of back there, but that doesn't really matter. You won't see that anyways. And I thought about maybe painting this on the inside the plane, but I don't know yet. So first, let's continue and get the door finished. I've got my template on there already, so let's do that now. So guys, you don't know how happy I'm about this. This works perfectly. It's beautifully flush with everything. It works beautiful. Beautiful. Let me retract it for you. Just have to be careful because the gear is not screwed in yet properly. So this worked out just beautifully. And I have to still, this is like probably more than tough enough. I might put some supports in, I don't know yet. I think this is enough. This won't go anywhere in my opinion. So just leave it like that. It's just a perfect thin. It's just perfect. It's perfect, it's perfect, it's perfect. So I'm really happy about it. So next thing I'm going to do is get this thing secured in there, so it can't move side to side. And basically then, as soon as that's done, we can go ahead and run all of our wires to the front here, and then we're finished with this wing. So then we can move on to the second gear, and then we can continue with the wiring. So let's get this thing finished up. So guys, everything's finished with wiring in here. I decided to not replace this because I didn't want to have a big connector, another one in here, and I just don't have the space for it, and I have to get it closed anyways somehow. And if I would have closed this now, I would have had no way to do up the wiring. So that's how I did it. This one was long enough anyways, would have been pretty useless to replace it for the flap servo. It was pretty logical because I had to run that all the way back here and front to the front here. And for the aileron servo, of course, it also was logical. So we've gotten the lights wire and ailerons wire there, and all of the wires coming in here. So basically, one of the wires is the light wire going in through the hole back there, which is this one. I marked it so I know which is what. And then basically you've gotten those wires coming here. So this one will have a, whatever these connectors are called, I have to find them for you. These ones, I have no idea what they're called. MR30s. So one MR30 for the light, and then one 8-pin big one right here for the rest of the wires. So yeah, hope this will work out well. And that's basically all of the wiring. So next thing I'll do is get the other side done. I'll get this retracted, and then we'll get the other wing that's over there done up. So let's do that now. So guys, I got the plugs for the elevators installed now here in the back, and we've gotten our wiring out here. So next thing we have to do is get our wiring up in that tube there on the side. I don't know if you can see it, but it's basically a tube that runs all the way forward. So we have to do that now, run that forward, then we can start doing the wing plugs. And as soon as all of those are here and nothing is in the back anymore, we can get to installing the EDF. So let's get to running this forward and then get to installing the wing plug. So let's do that now. So guys, from the back, the wires from the top, you won't be able to properly see them, but they come there out of the mesh here, some zip ties, 90-degree turn, down, then underneath this piece here, underneath this ledge, go along, and then they come under this and all come out right here. So I don't know exactly yet if we'll leave it like this, because I can show you a few of the components going in. Where is it? Here, my V3 switch. There's my other JP controller. No idea. But I thought I might use it, but it's too high voltage. So basically I was thinking maybe something like this in the front here. Then you'd have maybe the two receivers lining up like somewhere there or something like that. And then additionally, wherever it is currently, bear with me, here it is, you have the Unilight controller, and then we have additionally the gear controller here. So quite a bit that has to go in here, so I'll think about it. I thought we might also just have this in front, all of that, have all of that in front there, and then the Unilight controller there. I still have to see about that, but for now, temporarily, we just have the wires coming out here. This is a good access point to just temporarily have all of the wires come from. So yeah, next thing I'll do is continue with the wing wires. So we have one big connector, two connectors coming out of here. So next thing for me to do is cut wires, get to soldering. So let's do that now. I just wanted to show you the connectors on the wing side. Just did it as we spoke about, looking nice. This one, the cover that comes on the back isn't quite long enough, and I just don't like it, so I use this, and this works well in my opinion. I could use a bit of a smaller shrink tube, might work better then, but for now this is okay. So yeah, that's why that has shrink tube on it. But yeah, this one is not yet done. I can't pull the shrink tube back on with the one hand, so because I still have to see for the fuselage side what goes where. So next thing we're gonna be doing is the wiring that goes into the fuselage, so let's do that now. So guys, I'm finally finished with the wiring. So these are my lights. They here go into Y right here. They basically go from the one cable to the two cables. Then we have our 8-pin connectors here with the gear in it and the flaps and ailerons. And next step to do is to get those hard mounted into here. Then I'll get them pulled out here. We'll get these two wires wired up, and that's the last power box wire. After that we used up 10 meters, and the wiring will be all the wiring that we will have to use. And that's kind of crazy, we used up 10 meters in this small aircraft of power box wiring. Is really kind of crazy to think about. And I didn't even do the wiring of the front gear or the front servo and stuff like that. These servo leads here, I hope they're long enough. If not, we can still do extensions up for those. Those are not too terrible to do up extensions for. I don't think we'll need it though. I really doubt we would need that. So I'm just getting those out currently with one hand, a bit tricky. Yeah, but I don't think we'll be needing any extensions for those, because the gear sequencer will most likely be sitting right there anyways, so we'll see. Depending, I have swapped around, you might have seen it, I don't know how fast the time lapse was, but I've been in there with my head and kind of testing and trying what would work best and all of that stuff. So yeah, next thing to do is I'll get that installed, fished back here, this soldered together. We can run it in forward to these wires. As soon as we did that, we can continue with the EDF install. So let's get those wires installed. So guys, looking nice, one side complete. So I'm really happy about this. Had to do some minor adjustment here so everything would fit and work out. All of this is looking very nice. Very happy how it turned out, all glued in with CA. I'm kind of interested if the camera can show inside what it looks like. Be able to see the multiplex plug there. It should be right in front of the tube. I don't think you can see it. Oh no. Yeah, it's right here. Whatever. Basically, it's right in front of the tube. And all of our wiring here. So next thing I'll have to do is I have to do first of all the one multiplex plug up for this side. Then I have to get these wires soldered together or soldered together here, and solder on a power box wire, and then all of this wire, including that wire and the wire there, has to somehow get run forward under the board or above the board, however I'm gonna do it. So let's get to doing that now. guys, everything's run forward. I've gotten everything hidden under the board. And basically in the back here I've gotten all the plugs installed now. Everything here is going fine. And yeah, the EDF I will install tomorrow, and hopefully we can finish it tomorrow. So let's see. So next we're going to do the EDF. So guys, the EDF is installed. It was quite a pain to get in here, but it's all installed. So I first had to put in the thrust pipe, then I put in the EDF, then I shoved everything back, and then I shoved the lip in here. So you have to basically put everything inside of the plane in a 3-piece manner. So it's quite a mission to get everything done, but it's all taped all around, and this isn't going nowhere. Screwed in with the big screws provided by Schubler. Looking great, and if you turn it around the plane and look from the front, it just looks absolutely insane. If you look into the back there, and the huge EDF with the lip is in there, it just looks absolutely insane. So next thing I have to get done is get this ESC right in here. I was thinking something like this maybe, but I have no idea how far the batteries have to be back. So I might also just make a plate and it will get mounted up there or something like that. So we'll see where their ESC goes, but yeah, let's get that installed now. So guys, I got the EDF. I already got that one installed, but we got everything wired, EDF wires. So they basically come out here, go all the way up here. So I had to do it like this. I could have also tucked them in, but there has to be a screw going in right here, so I couldn't do that. But otherwise I got everything routed nicely over the tube, so there's nothing in the way. And basically, end of the day, ESC is right there. Still have to route this one ESC wire. We'll go like right there, probably down the board. Basically got that installed with some zip ties, so it can't go anywhere. First, because I wanted to do screws, but I couldn't get in there to screw down. Then I thought double-sided tape, but then at the end I thought that might not be such a good idea. So I don't want any ESCs getting sucked into the EDF. So yeah, that's it. I got this really good looking shrink wrap over there. I wanted to get some black one, but I didn't have any of that, so we just did it like that. So next thing I'll do is the Unilight controller, and the landing gear controller will be here. The reasoning for that is because I really don't want to be extending these wires here for the how are they called, for the gear doors, and that's why they're going here. So yeah, next thing I'll do is get the Unilight assist controller installed, and I'll check out if I'm able to get the power box switch right here. So let's do that now. So guys, the two modules in the front are all installed. So I all soldered all of this on. The plug for the Unilight lights is right here, so it will probably be a small 2S under the other 2S batteries. So basically these ones will go somewhere like here, something like that, and then we'll have another smaller 2S on the bottom end somewhere there to plug in. And yeah, that's basically how the receiver packs and stuff like that will be functioning in this plane. So that's basically how that will work. But anyways, was quite a pain. So basically with this lighting setup, there is an option that you can also just have it work normally without a battery. So you can see my horrifying mess down here. I kind of tried getting everything out of the way. But basically you've gotten the plug here and then it wires off to a battery plug and stuff like that. So you can use a battery, and I went the battery route. Even this is the smaller module. Uli from Unilight gave it to me, so I don't have to use an external battery, but I thought it uses quite a bit of battery, the lighting system, and I don't want one battery to benefit off of that, and just one be having lower voltage at the end of the day than the other pack. So yeah, this is my mess down here. I tried to somehow keep it clean, but it just looks terrible. At the end I couldn't manage to get any zip tie or CA anywhere, so I just kept keeping it away from the gear at the end of the day, to be honest. The light here is quite perfect because it's just, I think we can close this now since I don't want, okay, first encounter with the light, and the doors won't close. Great. So let me just change that 1 second. So guys, we sadly lost a bit of the door here, but it's nothing bad, nothing too big cut off, and that just fits perfectly. Anything lower wouldn't have worked. Really happy how this turned out. So yes, really happy. I don't want to look into there anymore because it is absolutely disgusting. And a nice view of the EDF here. It's nicely done, everything wiring wise. I do have to get my cover on wherever it is back there. So you have to get this here still installed here, whichever direction it goes on. No idea. I don't know. I think I'll do some fitting work on this thing because it doesn't quite fit perfectly yet. So we might just sand down a bit of the edges, stuff like that, but otherwise all good. I was thinking about 4 screws in everywhere one, so yeah, that will probably work out fine and great. So yeah, there's also an option that I just put a pin in the front, so I can kind of like a latch that slides in place, and then one of those latches in the back. It was like that on my Black Crosser L39, out of which this, not exactly this EDF is, but this EDF is out of the MiG, which has about 6 kilos thrust. The one out of the L39 is about 4 kilos, but it still went perfectly, even though the L39 was like 8 kilos. It was way too heavy. So I think this thing, I have no idea how much it will weigh, honestly. Currently I have no idea. I think I'll go weigh it just for knowledge. Just think about, there's the gear, there's the EDF inside currently, the ESC, and these two. So that's inside, and the wiring, of course. So one servo in the back. So I'll just go weigh it like this, and then I'll report back. So guys, this thing weighs 2 kilos. Isn't all too bad. It could have been less, but it's all right, not bad. So next thing I have to do is somehow, I have no idea how I'll do it yet, but I have to get my switch installed, because only if I have that installed we can get to the receiver, which will be in like that. So next thing we'll do is get that switch installed. So let's do that now. So guys, we got all of this done up, and basically we're finished with it. So we got the V3 switch installed. We've gotten our two battery leads installed. So the first plan was to get these batteries because they weigh as much as one of these batteries. So that would have been a super light option. But anyways, we can't use these because they only have 2C. If you can see that down there. So yeah, we'll be using one of them right here for the lighting system. We'll be going like there, and then we'll be using 2 of the 1000 milliamps right here. So the maximum battery position, the maximum position forward of the batteries, of the main batteries, will be this notch right here. It's already nose heavy like that, but I'll do the maiden flight a bit nose heavy, and then we can move them back anyways. Next thing is, yesterday evening we did the CG up a bit, just tested roughly with the batteries just thrown in there and testing different batteries and having the wings on there. And yeah, basically we tested the gear and we went absolutely nuts because the doors didn't work, and we came up and we found out that if you switch servo 1 with servo 2, so the one connector that's on servo 1 currently was on servo 2, and the doors just wouldn't work. So don't mess that up. Maybe mark them before you plug them out of the sequencer. Anyways, everything's solved. These 2 modules are nicely in there. And next thing we'll do is get all of our wires up here done up. And something else is the ESC wire goes down there and along here, just like we did with these power box wires under there. So nice solution for everything. Looks nice and clean, and really liking this look, really liking it. Looks nice and clean, just mind the wires here. But anyways, the shooter in the back, it's insane. We've got our wires there, but this thing back there just looking crazy. So yeah, we have to get our wires up, and then I'll probably check in back with you, and then we have to get our programming done for the receiver, and then we can go ahead and program the Unilight system. So let's do that now. So guys, all of my plugs are done up and they're looking nice. Really proud of myself. I think this is the first time that I built a jet where I got every solder spot done up first try, every crimp done up first try perfectly. So I'm really proud of myself that I got all of that done up. It's looking good, everything. Next thing to do is to get my receiver here, 14 channel. We decided on this. It will go right here, and the antennas will go up on the side. So next thing we'll do is get the receiver installed. So let's do that now. So guys, the lights are working. I'm glad. So basically the airplane isn't on yet, but as soon as you plug the battery in, the lights is on. Because this one, it's just with the smaller one, because it's like a type of Y cable. It's if you want, you don't want a battery on this module, on this smaller module. It's not the black 4, it's a smaller, it's economy 4. You basically have the option to either have a battery plugged in, but then you have no signal cable, or you have the normal wire without a battery. But I didn't want that because it pulls a lot of amps, and I just wanted to have a separate battery, so I get at least like 3-4 flights before I have to recharge the batteries. Got the 2000 batteries plugging in there. Got everything plugged into here. So the way this turns on is you just press, lights on. So this indicates how full the batteries are. So I can show you the lightings right here. So basically 80 to 100%, 60 to 80%, And then here's just how to change it from LiPo to line light to live to nickel-cadmium batteries. Depending on which battery you are using, you have to change it, reprogram the switch to be able to notice that and tell you the voltage of the batteries properly. So yeah, and basically everything works perfectly. Really glad. The nose light looking great. Really happy about everything. Just give you a quick gear cycle. You see, if you turn on the nose light in there, it's absolutely ridiculous. A bit bright. So yeah, that's that. Let's get the gear back down. I love the gear being painted white, just looks gorgeous. Light back on. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So next thing, I don't want to get right to programming because a bit of tired doing wiring, stuff like that. I want to do the stickers next. So yeah, that's what we're going to do next, the stickers. So let's do that now. So guys, all of the stickers are installed. So we got this side looking correct, and then we got on this side these upside down because they've only provided stickers in this direction, but whatever, I don't mind. And all of the stickers are on. The only sticker I did not put on is this sticker here, and I can show you in the manual where that's supposed to go. So that's supposed to go right here, but I applied one of them and it just doesn't look good. The blue is a different blue than this blue, and I just said it looks fine like this. I like the way it looks like this, so we're going to leave it like this. So next thing to do is all of the programming. I guess probably will take me up to an hour on this plane. So yeah, just just some programming to do. Throws, stuff like that. The Unilight sequencer is programmed already, pre-programmed for this plane. This small sequencer is pre-programmed already. If you want to do other sequence or find out more about the sequences, you can program it over the set button. The manual tells you all of that. Or if you want a completely different sequence, you can just plug on the main cable here. You can plug on a USB hub, plug into your computer, and program it over the website of Unilight and the software. So yeah, I'm really happy how everything turned out anyways. So let's get to programming. So guys, everything's worked out perfectly. So let's go ahead around the back. The lights you've seen already anyways. So these lights are so bright, the camera does not do it justice. I'm like blinded even though looking at them, even though it's daytime. So let's start with the elevator. So elevator's about this much. I have no idea how much throw it is. I never do that. Those calculations, I just kind of look at the throws from behind and see how it's right about. And so basically I'll be sitting there and just be seeing if the throws are correct or not. So that's the way I did it always. That's the way I'll always do it because it's very simple and it has always worked for me. And I always do as much throw as possible. I'll put some expo in it, and then the way I fly is I have to learn to fly with max throw, and I don't do different throw variations because in a tricky situation I might need all of the throw, and that's why I do it that way. So aileron throw, just like that, for there, working well. Also the nose gear, lot of throw. Flap setup, this is half flaps, this is landing flaps. So really steep attitude. And the very nice thing about the Seb Art planes is it doesn't matter how steep of an attitude you do your flaps, it won't really be like a speed brake, because you've got nice leak-through air holes right here through the flaps on the Seb Art planes. Seb always does that because it just allows a lot more lift, so you can get a lot slower with flaps out, the same as on my Avanti. So I'd say let's get the plane back on the stand and I'll give you a gear cycle, so let's do that now. So guys, for the gear cycle will be on the remote. We'll basically be on the main setting, switch this to mid position, so the lights go into different configuration. The light on the bottom, on the nose, goes off. Gear comes in. Okay, so all that's in beautifully now. Also on the bottom on both gears. Let's get it out again. Nice, everything works perfectly, and the front light comes on again. So let's give you a shot of the back wheels retracting here. Nice, everything closes properly, and then out again. So everything works perfectly with the JP gear. I think you just have to be very careful with it and sensible. You can't, there's like no limits. The Electron got a bunch of fail safes built into it, so you could theoretically plug a 3S in and it just wouldn't work because it has all of those fail safes. And also you just have to be careful of getting dust and stuff like that into the gear. I lubricated the gear, I think like about 10 times, and like for 10 cycles, each cycle I put some lubricant in the gear, and now everything works perfectly. So yeah, next thing to do, let's see if I can get the hatch off of one hand. Nice. Next thing to do is to get Velcro installed for this battery up here, to get Velcro installed for these batteries that will be sitting about there, like that, and to get Velcro installed back here for the main battery, so they will go next to the ESC. So let's do that now. So guys, everything's installed with the small battery up in the front for the lights. We've gotten the 2000 batteries, and we've gotten the two 6S batteries in the back. So it's looking nice again. It looks a bit messier than originally, but looking nice. And it weighs 4.2 kilos. So the original EDF recommended is 3.8 with all of the equipment in it and a 6S battery. But of course we've gotten a lighting setup inside, we've gotten a power box sensor V3, we've gotten all our own wiring installed and all of that. So alone the power box sensor V3 makes it a bit heavier because it's a separate power source, and it's meant to have only the power from the 6S battery. That's the way my Mini Avanti S was set up when I had one. So yeah, this one will go good. It has around 6 kilos thrust, 4.2 kilos of weight, so I'm really happy at how it turned out, and I'm sure it's gonna go real good. So it's still lighter than the turbine version would be per handbook, so really happy. And yeah, today is probably gonna be the maiden of it. So next thing we have to do is we have to get the hatch on the bottom here installed and get the screws done up, and then we're finished with this project. So let's get that done now. So guys, bottom hatch done up very simply, 4 screws, that's it. So next thing we'll do is the screws here, and then we'll finish, and I'll go out to the flying field and we'll do the maiden. So let's do that now. So guys, the MB339 is done. Screws are installed, the wings are all secure. Just installed one because one is more than enough. But yeah. So guys, MB339 is finished. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button if you want to see the maiden of it. Today I'm going out. I'll be filming a weekend flying video. I'll be teasing it in the weekend flying video. Well, this video will come out right, I think 2 weeks after that weekend flying video. So yeah, the next video for you guys will be maiden flight of the MB. So I'll see you on the field.